A KSL Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
If you love high school football, you've come to the right place. Highlights of 30 playoff games on the way in the next half hour right here on Game Night Live.
Yeah, we had some big upsets in the 5A state playoffs. A surprise semifinal team in 4A. And one of the wildest finishes of the season down in Beaver.
Yeah, we're going to begin in the 6A playoffs where Riverton and Davis broke the scoreboard on Friday night.
Yeah, the two schools combined for 105 points, 915 yards passing.
This is a wild one. Try to keep up. Davis the 7 seed, Riverton the 10. Let's pick it up in the second quarter when things get crazy. Up 14-7, Davis quarterback Jackson Stevens connects with Easton Baggett, who turns a slant into a 91-yard touchdown and a 21-7 lead. The Riverton Silver Wolves kept pace. Stevens is picked off this time, and this is Wyatt Brown, a 68-yard pick six. Stevens would brush that off and keep slinging it. Finds Caden Eggett for a 37-yard touchdown. Again, Riverton would keep pace. This is Easton Hicks. He's done this all year long, again and again and again. 80 yards for the score. Riverton scored 31 points in the second quarter and still trailed 35-31 at the half. Stevens to Eggett again from 18 yards. And after a much-needed break at halftime, the scoring continues. Riverton quarterback Jake Myers to Owen Barton for a 52-yard score. Riverton within 4 in the fourth, 42-38, but they could never quite catch the darts and take the lead. Stevens was 24 of 41 for 453 yards and 4 touchdowns. 3 receivers, Tyson Elkins, Caden Eggett, and Easton Baggett, all with 100 yards receiving. Davis is moving on to the quarters.
Whew. All right, Davis will take on the winner in this matchup between 18th-seeded Fremont and 2nd-seeded Skyridge. Quarterback Trent Call had a nice game for the Falcons. Touchdown pass to Cannon Jensen. Then the RPO touchdown pass to Josh Davis. Call also had a late touchdown run. Skyridge had no problems. They win big 43-7.
Layton reaching the second round. Their reward, a trip to #1 Corner Canyon. Never easy. The Chargers look ready for another title run. They dominated this game from the jump. Drew Patterson found the end zone 3 times. Isaac Wilson would throw for 349 yards and 6 touchdowns in the first half. 18 of 22. Jackson Ames had that first one. Take Care had a couple of scores. That's one of them. And then BYU commit Quinn Hale had 2 scores, including this 51-yard catch and run. It was 63-0 at halftime. 565 yards of total offense. This is the 100th win in Corner Canyon football history. They're the fastest school to 100 in state history.
9th-seeded West went on the road and knocked out West Jordan on Friday night. West quarterback Isaiah Suesue could not be stopped. Already had a 76-yard touchdown. Then he reels off this 57-yarder for a 14-0 first quarter lead. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and this touchdown pass to Sessi Vailahi. West wins 45-0. They'll face Corner Canyon next Friday.
The Syracuse Titans went undefeated in Region 1 to claim the title and entered the playoffs with 8 straight wins. They were the hottest team in 6A coming into the playoffs. Taking down a Region 4 power on their field would send a statement to the rest of the state that they were title contenders. The 6th seed hosting the defending state champion, the 11th seed Lone Peak. Things could not have started better for the Titans. After an interception, they pull off the Philly special. Jake Metcalf to Jake Hopkins. They led 17-7 in the first half, but Lone Peak with a huge drive just before halftime. Crew McChesney catches the tipped ball. A huge gain that would set up this. On 4th and goal as time expires in the first half, Caden Hodson to Sean Blanton. His second touchdown of the game cuts the Syracuse lead to 3 at the half. Now to the 4th quarter, Lone Peak takes their first lead of the game with 4 minutes left. Hodson to Trey Robinson. Syracuse would have a chance to win it late. Down 22-17, Hopkins to Metcalf. 20 yards down to the 10 with 30 seconds left. After clocking it, the Titans had 3 chances at the end zone, but come up empty on 4th down. The Lone Peak defense holds on the road and snaps the Titans' 8-game streak. The defending champs survive and advance.
So who will Lone Peak face in the quarterfinals? Pleasant Grove or Bingham? Second quarter, PG trailing 14-10. Nick Staffieri going to throw a 20-yard touchdown to Sean Cottle. Vikings took a 17-14 lead into halftime. Now in the third quarter, Bingham quarterback Dallin Martinez has trouble with the ball here. He's going to lose it. PG recovers. That would lead to a field goal and a 20-14 Pleasant Grove lead. Final play of the third. Bingham goes back in front, though. Havea Fotu from 20 yards away, his second touchdown of the game, and the Miners are up 21-20. Then in the fourth quarter, Martinez puts the game away with the short touchdown run. Bingham comes back for the 28-20 win. They'll take on Lone Peak next week.
Staying in 6A, 4th-seeded American Fork opened up postseason play against 13th-seeded Mountain Ridge. AF quarterback Lincoln Jackson was on fire. 11-yard touchdown pass to Trey Roberts, followed by a 56-yard dart to Jet Nelson. Still in the first quarter, he's going to find Jace Hull for a 19-yard score. The defense was just as dominant. Waki Fulalongi swallows up Jackson Reiser. The Cavemen led 35-0 at the half and cruise into the quarterfinals.
Farmington opens up postseason play at home against Weber. Farmington's up 14-10 in the third. Travis Hoops runs in the 5-yard touchdown to make it 21-9. The Phoenix up 28-9 in the fourth quarter, and Lucas Peterson finds the end zone. Farmington easily winning 36-9, and they advance as well. The Springville football team has developed a flair for the dramatic over the past couple of seasons. 7 times during that stretch, they've trailed in the fourth quarter and gone on to win twice in the final seconds, most notably, of course, last year's semifinals against Orem. Here are the 5A state playoff highlights on Friday night. Could they recreate some of that late game magic against Alta? Alta off to a fast start. Matt McKee to Jace Turner. Hawks up 7-0 in the first. After a muffed punt, Alta got the ball back on the 3, and Bronco Hansel Fotu makes it a 14-0 game. Start of the second quarter, more Alta. McKee to Noah Flores. Trots it in for the 21-0 Alta lead. At the end of the half, McKee to Hansel Fotu. Alta leads 31-0 at the half. Springville knows comebacks, though. But is 31 too much? Mid-third quarter, Tavita Valetti, 8-yard run gets them on the board. It's 31-6. End of the third, Springville 4th and long on their own 30. Ryder Burton is going to air it out to Trevin Kelly. Springville has a pulse, folks. It's 34-13 going into the fourth. 4 minutes left. Springville down 34-21. Burton to Luke Noddle. End zone there. It's a one-score game all of a sudden, but Alta's defense got to Burton all night, and they did so late in the game. They kept him from doing any more damage. The 19-seeded Hawks get the upset. They advance to the quarterfinals.
Bountiful, the 6th seed hosting the 11th-seed Orem. It was Bountiful jumping out to a 14-0 lead. First, Rhett Smith with the interception and the 42-yard return for a touchdown. Then the offense gets it going. Corbin Cottle back in the lineup after injury. Great O-line play, allows for a 48-yard touchdown run. And then the video decided it didn't want to play anymore. The Braves led 17-7. Orem, though, would score 21 points in the fourth quarter. The Tigers are moving on with a 35-25 win.
All right, let's try Olympus and Brighton. The 21st seeded Titans making some noise in the 5A playoffs facing Brighton. Second quarter, Brighton down 7. They even the score on a 45-yard touchdown from Jack Johnson to Quincy Covington, make it 7-all. Brighton held a 14-7 lead when Olympus would get 2 rushing touchdowns from Nick Brown, and Olympus took a 21-14 lead into the fourth quarter. On the kickoff, though, after Brown's second touchdown run, this is Easton Smith on the return, right up the middle. How about 99 yards for the score? Brighton cuts the lead to 1 after a missed PAT. With just over 2 minutes to play, though, Chase Mosley puts the game away for Olympus. The Titans with the upset, 28-20.
Undefeated Stansbury hosting region rival Cedar Valley. Cedar Valley led 21-7 at the half. And this video doesn't want to play either. Stansbury gets the win.
All right, back in week 2 of the season, Box Elder scored a touchdown with less than a minute to play to force overtime against Provo. But the Bulldogs scored the only touchdown of OT for the win. Well, on Friday night, those two teams had a rematch, and not just any rematch. This is in the playoffs. And another down-to-the-wire thriller between the Bees and Bulldogs. In the first quarter, Box Elder up 7-0. Provo's Jamison Harward right up the gut to tie the game at 7. Second quarter, Box Elder goes to the air for the lead. Ryan Griffin passes back to Jackson McKee, 14-7. Late in the half, Tongai Lesa punches in the touchdown and ties the game at 14. It would stay that way until the fourth when Provo makes the next move. Lisa's second touchdown of the game makes it a 21-14 game. The Bees cut the lead to 4 with a field goal. Then with 2 minutes to play, they take the lead. Ryan Griffin, watch him change direction, dive for the pylon. That is a touchdown. And then Cole Mortensen puts a stop to Provo's offense with the pick. Box Elder wins this time, and they move on in the playoffs with the 24-21 win.
Move on to play the winner of this one. Number one seed Lehigh taking on Park City. Lehigh was up 7-0 in the first quarter. Jackson Brousseau throws a 24-yard touchdown to Isaiah Allen to put the Pioneers up 14-0 in the first. Later in the third, Lehigh up 24-0. Brousseau connects with Devon Eka, the super freshman, for the 11-yard touchdown to put Lehigh up 31-0 with a minute left in the third. Lehigh's Carson Gonzalez with the 11-yard touchdown. Lehigh up big. They win 40-6. Timpview hosting East. The Thunderbirds strike first. Freshman quarterback Helaman Kasuga to Jared Esplin, a 60-yard touchdown. Timpview also got a monster game from running back Micah Beckstead. This is a 78-yard run. And he outrun him. Stopped just short of the end zone. He scored moments later. And then this effort is ridiculous. You think he's down? Think again. Look at that. Beckstead in front of Kyle Whittingham on the sideline. 31 yards for the score. Timpview rolls into the quarters.
All right, can the 23rd seed Wasatch Wasps keep their underdog story going against Spanish Fork? In the second quarter with the game tied at 7, Wasatch's Chris Cook splits the defenders for a 50-yard score, and it's a 14-7 game. Spanish Fork has big play offense, too. Joshua Buck takes the handoff for a 57-yard touchdown to tie it right back up at 14. The Dons had a 21-14 lead when Wasatch scored 2 touchdowns in the final 109 of the half. The second of those was a 38-yard touchdown from Matt Kelson to Crew Erickson. Wasatch up 28-21 at the half. Third quarter, the lead now 35-21. Here come the Dons. Will Dart to Tybone at 21 yards, cuts the lead to 7. Tenny Worthen on the jet sweep. Look at this. He lost his shoe. That's just his sock on. He's going to go 53 yards still for the touchdown to tie the game at 35. Now, and watch the celebration. Of course, he wants everyone to know. Yeah, look, no shoe. Fourth quarter, Wasatch down 7 when the Wasps scored 2 touchdowns in a 1-minute stretch. 6 lead changes in the game. The Wasps keep the ride going with the 49-42 win.
After all that, we're going to count down the best plays of the week in the Game Night 5. And the latest edition of the Game Night Live highlight reel is on the way. Plus 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A highlights after this.
Mountain Crest hasn't won multiple playoff games since going to the 4A state championship game back in 2017. Dixie, on the other hand, one of just 3 teams in Class 4A with a first-round bye this year. On Friday night, those 2 teams went head-to-head to earn a spot in the semifinals. No score until the second quarter when Dixie's Jalen Schultz hit Seth Takao for the 64-yard touchdown. It's 7-0 Flyers. 17 seconds later, Mountain Crest goes big play with their offense. Casey Crofts to Will DeCrover, 62-yard touchdown, game tied at 7. Big play after big play. Crofts to Thatcher Phelps, absorbs the contact and goes 71 yards down the sideline for the 14-7 lead. End of the half, Schultz is going to scramble, find Dave Hollins. And Dave Hollins is going to go 73 yards to tie this ball game at the half. I think these guys got a lot of running in on Friday afternoon. This game was 21-21 with 30 seconds left. And what else but another big pass play. Mountain Crest, Croft and DeCrover hook up again. 85 yards, and the Mustangs lead by 7 with less than a minute to go. Dixie tried to march to tie it up, but Mountain Crest, Colton Kirby got the game-winning interception, and Mountain Crest advanced with the win.
Staying in 4A, Desert Hills hosting Skyview. Desert Hills was up 7-3 in the first quarter. Simon Fuilatolo finds Taven Mortensen for the 5-yard touchdown to put the Thunder up 14-3. They were up 28-6 in the third when Fuilatolo finds Lincoln Holmes for the 9-yard touchdown pass to put the Thunder up 35-6, and they roll 35-21.
Crimson Cliffs hosting Cedar City. Third quarter is where we pick it up with the game tied at 14. Steele Barbin finds Boston Adamson for the 17-yard touchdown, putting the Mustangs up 21-14. Late in the third, Crimson trying to open this game up. Barbin finding Tyler West, going 80 yards for the score. Crimson Cliffs wins 33-14.
Defending champ Ridgeline hosting Snow Canyon after scoring the game's first touchdown. Ridgeline made the mistake of kicking off to Will Warner, and he makes them pay. How many times has he done this? It's a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown that ties the game. But Ridgeline would be in control the rest of the game. The concentration from Jackson Olsen. Welcome back. Jackson sets up a score. The defending champs are moving on to the semifinals at SUU. They're going to get #1 Crimson Cliffs. All right, now to the 3A playoffs. The Canyon View Falcons finished 7-3 in the regular season, their first winning season in 22 years. Quite a feat for a program that had a winless season just 5 years ago. A chance to pick up their 8th win, hosting Richfield in the 3A quarterfinals. Richfield punting from their own end zone. Canyon View's Scotty Irons blocks the punt, and Mark Richardson recovers it for the touchdown. That was the difference. Canyon View gets the 14-7 win.
Undefeated Juab taking it to Manti on Friday in the second quarter. Alex Jackson to Justin Stevens. Look at the big stiff arm here. Boom. And he goes on to score. Juab puts up 52 in their win.
Grantsville hosting North St. Pete. The Cowboys would strike first in this one. It's Hunter Bell with the most beautiful 1-yard touchdown run you'll ever see. North St. Pete evens the score in the second quarter, though. Tyler Allen's going to avoid the sack and then tosses a dime to Keegan Strickland, who makes a great catch. But Grantsville restores order with 2 second-quarter scores. Gabe Moritzen gets this one, 17 yards. Grantsville's into the semifinals with a 28-9 win.
The undefeated Morgan Trojans were hosting Juan Diego. Morgan got started right away with this 70-yard touchdown run from Bo Johnson to put them up 7-0. And a minute after the last touchdown, Morgan's Jet Salmon runs for 46 yards for a score to go up 14-0. Morgan wins big 51-20. All right, Beaver has 4 losses this season, but still their opponents in the playoffs take them seriously every year. Of course, they've been to the state championship game in 3 straight seasons now, and on Friday night, a last-second thriller against Summit Academy. Straight to the fourth quarter here with 29 seconds to play. Bronson Dixon giving Summit Academy the lead with a 3-yard touchdown, 24-20. Now, what happens next is shocking to everyone but Beaver. A bad snap here by Beaver. Appears that this play is dead. Right? But flags are going to fly because there was some late unnecessary roughness on the quarterback. 15 yards. Next play, Beaver, quarterback Titan fails deep to Baylor Blackburn. Makes an incredible catch at the 28. Then with 11 seconds left, fails, passes back to a wide-open Bodie Wheatley. He's going to make a little move inside the 5 and score with 2 ticks left on the clock. Beaver with the miraculous win, 27-24.
The #1 seed in 2A, undefeated South Summit hosting Delta. Bracken Lash with a 37-yard touchdown pass to Juan Ramirez. They're up 6-0. But Delta answers in the second quarter. This is Ryder Rogers. And he's going to take us for a ride. He's even faster than the camera. 89 yards for the score. But South Summit would take the lead for good on a Ramirez touchdown run. Wildcats remain undefeated. They'll face Beaver in Saturday's semifinals. San Juan rolls into the semifinals after crushing South Sevier. Zach Conway with a 72-yard touchdown run. Conway with a return off the kickoff and 3 rushing scores. The Broncos put up 34 in the first quarter. They get Emory in the semifinals. Now to 1A. Kanab and Duchesne, second quarter. Griffin Bone, the quarterback. To Kaysen Janes. This is insane. Look at this work. Breaking the tackles. Shows off some spin moves. And he's out into the great wide open for a 74-yard touchdown, his second of the game. They're up 14-0, the Cardiac Cowboys. But near the end of the half, Duchesne's Parker Crum finds Draker Goodlife, middle of the field. He's got some room to run, and he's going to tie it up with an 83-yard touchdown. Eagles led 20-14 at the half. Kanab down 26-14 near the end of the third. Bone to Derek Brown on the slant. He's going to go 67 yards to the house. And with 1 minute left in the game, the Cardiac Cowboys strike again. Bone, the quarterback, sneak, and Kanab gets the 1-point comeback victory.
Second-seeded Enterprise was taking on North Summit. Kyron Bracken with 2 touchdown runs in the game. This one, a 53-yard house call. Man, he looks like a man among boys in there. Enterprise comfortably moving on to the next round with their win. How about Milford and North Sevier? Milford's Bo Hardy had a 66-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Here in the third, he hurdles a man and then goes 55 yards for another score. Milford will face Layton Christian Academy in the semifinals.
That's all the highlights, and as we catch our breath, let's pay tribute to the best of the best.
Yes, the 5 plays that stood out among the rest. It's the game night 5.
We'll start with number 5. This is from the Ridgeline victory over Snow Canyon. That's Jackson Olsen with the concentration, an incredible catch. Good to see him back from injury. And Ridgeline's moving on, the defending champs.
All right, number 4, Morgan's Bo Johnson. He's going to go 70 yards for the touchdown. But it's the stiff arm that's great. And then he shrugs the guy off the shoulders as well to get into the end zone.
All right, back to 1A football. This is Bo Hardy of Milford. Whoop, leaps the defender, and then he's going to cap it off, turn on the Jets, and take it to the house. 55 yards for the score. Milford's moving on.
Number 2, with 30 seconds left, Mountain Crest quarterback Casey Cross connected with Will DeCrover. That was an 85-yard game-winning touchdown. Gotta love those in the playoffs.
And number 1, how about Kanab's Kason James? This is just incredible.
I love it.
74-yard touchdown run. How many moves does he make through that defense? Kanab's moving on as he scores that incredible touchdown. We're going to move on. We'll be right back after this.
Send them on their long concert of easy. Hey, Jen, that's for you.
Wasatch versus Timpview, 4 p.m. Friday, our Game Night Live game of the